England, 1970s, in a quiet town called Yate. A little girl loved something more than anything else: books. Her name was Joanne Rowling. While other children played outside, Joanne spent hours reading stories. She wasn't just reading adventures, and she was imagining her own. Even as a child, she dreamed of creating magical worlds where anything was possible. No one knew that this little girl would one day inspire millions of readers around the world. Joanne didn't just enjoy reading, she loved writing too. At only 6 years old, she wrote her very first story. It was about a rabbit filled with imagination and adventure. Her family smiled proudly, but to Joanne, writing wasn't a hobby, it felt like her purpose. Every notebook, every blank page became the beginning of another magical journey. As Joanne grew older, life became more complicated. Her family faced challenges. She experienced sadness, loss, and uncertainty, yet books became her safe place. Whenever life felt difficult, she escaped into stories. Little did she know, those difficult experiences would one day shape the unforgettable characters she would create. Sometimes, our greatest pain becomes the source of our greatest creativity. After finishing school, Joanne continued her education. She studied languages, worked different jobs, and kept writing whenever she could. Even when life became busy, her dream refused to disappear. Some dreams wait patiently until the right moment arrives, and Joanne's biggest story hadn't even begun yet. One ordinary day, while traveling by train from Manchester to London, something extraordinary happened. An idea suddenly appeared in Joanne's mind. A young boy with messy black hair, round glasses, and a mysterious destiny. She didn't have a notebook. She couldn't write it down. So she held every detail inside her imagination. That boy's name was Harry Potter. Without realizing it, Joanne had just imagined one of the most beloved fictional characters in history. In the early 1990s, Joanne Rowling moved to Porto, Portugal to teach English. She hoped a fresh start would bring new opportunities. During this time, she continued working on the story that had begun during her train journey. It wasn't finished yet, but Harry Potter was slowly taking shape in her imagination. Life seemed full of possibilities. She believed the future would finally be brighter. But fate had different plans. While living in Portugal, Joanne soon she became the mother of a beautiful daughter, Jessica. Motherhood filled her heart with love, but her marriage became increasingly difficult. Eventually, the relationship ended. Suddenly, Joanne found herself facing life alone. She carried only a few belongings to her daughter and the unfinished manuscript of Harry Potter. After her marriage ended, Joanne returned to Edinburgh, Scotland with her daughter. She had very little money. She depended on government financial assistance while caring for Jessica. Many days were filled with uncertainty. She questioned herself. She worried about the future, yet even during her hardest moments, she refused to abandon her dream of becoming a writer. Sometimes, the darkest chapter comes just before a new beginning. Every day, Joanne pushed Jessica's stroller to nearby cafes. When her daughter peacefully fell asleep, Joanne opened her notebook. She wrote page after page, often ordering just one cup of coffee and staying as long as she could. The cafe became her office. Her dream became her daily routine. Every word she wrote was a step toward a future she couldn't yet see. There were days when Joanne felt exhausted. People doubted her dream. Some believed writing children's books would never change her life. But she kept writing. One sentence, one chapter, one page at a time. She didn't know it yet, but the manuscript resting on that cafe table would soon become one of the most beloved books in history. Sometimes success begins quietly, long before the world notices. After years of writing, Joanne Rowling finally typed the last page. The story of a young wizard named Harry Potter was complete. She held the manuscript in her hands. It wasn't just a stack of papers. It carried years of hope, countless sleepless nights, and every dream she had refused to abandon. She believed someone would eventually see its magic. Joanne mailed her manuscript to publishers. She waited. Days became weeks. Then the letters arrived, rejected. She tried another publisher, again rejected, and another rejected. Publisher after publisher declined the manuscript. Many believed children wouldn't read such a long fantasy novel. Most people would have given up. Joanne didn't. Every rejection became another reason to keep believing in her dream. Then, everything changed. A small publishing house called Bloomsbury read the manuscript. The chairman's young daughter read the opening chapters and wanted to know what happened next. That excitement helped convince the publisher to take a chance. Joanne received the phone call she had dreamed about. Her book would finally be published. Sometimes all it takes is one person who believes in you. In 1997, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was published. The first print run was modest. No one expected what would happen next. Children couldn't put the book down. Parents recommended it. Teachers praised it. Word spread quickly. A magical journey had begun. Reviews were overwhelmingly positive. Sales continued to grow. Soon, Harry Potter was translated into multiple languages. Readers around the world fell in love with the magical world Joanne had imagined years earlier. The single mother, who had once written in café, was now becoming one of the world's most celebrated authors. Her journey had only just begun. After the release of the first book, something extraordinary happened. Readers couldn't stop talking about Harry Potter. Children waited eagerly for each new book. Parents read the stories together with their families. Soon, bookstores around the world were filled with long lines. Midnight book launches became global celebrations. Harry Potter wasn't just a book anymore. It had become a worldwide phenomenon. And the little girl who once dreamed beside a rainy window had changed the world through her imagination. The success of the books soon attracted filmmakers. Harry Potter was adapted into a series of blockbuster movies. The magical world that Joanne had imagined on paper now came alive on cinema screens. Millions of fans watched the films. The stories inspired new generations of readers. From one manuscript written in cafes, an entire universe had been created. Despite becoming one of the world's most successful authors, Joanne never forgot where she came from. She supported charities. She helped children and families in need. She used her success not only to build a remarkable career, but also to make a positive difference in the lives of others. To Joanne, true success wasn't measured only by wealth, it was measured by kindness. J.K. Rowling's life reminds us, failure is not the opposite of success, it is often the path toward it. She faced rejection, financial hardship, self-doubt, yet she kept writing. If she had stopped after the first rejection, the world might never have known Harry Potter. Sometimes, the only difference between failure and success is the courage to continue. Today, millions of readers have grown up with Harry Potter, but behind the magic is the story of one woman who refused to give up. J.K. Rowling proved that dreams don't belong only to the lucky, they belong to those who keep working, even when no one believes in them. So, if life tells you no, remember Joanne Rowling, because one ordinary person with one extraordinary dream can change the world forever.
यदि कहानी पसंद आई हो तो इंस्पायर नेस्ट को सब्सक्राइब करें और ऐसी प्रेरणादायक कहानियों के लिए जुड़े रहें।